What up, studs and chads? There's a video I want to show you because that actually shows us our first look at Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2.
I'm shaking.
That's right. We also are hearing about the gameplay reveal, the release date, the story aspects, and this is apparently a really good video I want to show you. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new.
Let's talk about the new information regarding the release date of Spider-Man 2. As according to a recent Twitter post from Insomniac Games, they confirmed that the game is still going to be released in 2023. This is, of course, great news.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's facts, but listen, man, do you think that this game can get delayed? One, if yes, two, if not?
As it's been quite a while since we've gotten anything concrete in terms of release date details or just news regarding Spider-Man 2. One user that tagged Insomniac Games on Twitter stated, "I'm starting to get worried, honestly. I've been bugging Insomniac about
my man. Somebody give this man some KFC chicken, man.
About it, but I stopped after they told me it wasn't ready. I really hope it doesn't get delayed." To which Insomniac Games Twitter account actually responded, "Don't, we're making good progress and it's still slated for 2023. Showing games take time, effort, resources, and coordination. Now, as all things go, development does take a lot of time, and with this game still
how long, man? How long? This game is supposed to come out in a year's time, maybe less than that even.
Having a definitive release date, they can always delay the game internally, and as long as it releases prior to the 2023 end, they're still good to go for the most part. Now, it could be that they still delay Spider-Man 2.
They can still delay it, but if they delay it, it's probably gonna be like early 2024. I don't think they're gonna make it so it's like by the end of 2024. It can get up to like maybe June of 2024, Q2, but I would like to believe that it's gonna be Q1 2024 if it gets delayed
in a few months, especially after they have a better idea of what the current state of development is looking like. But as far as we're concerned right now, things are still on track, which is awesome. The next reveal for Spider-Man 2 could be closer than you think, but more on that in just a bit. For now, let's go over this.
Apparently, for the longest amount of time, we have been hearing that it was supposed to happen in October. But because of that Call of Duty situation with Activision, that UK CMA thing, apparently they delayed it. It was supposed to happen on October 20th alongside Silent Hill reveal, but Silent Hill, they individually done their reveal already on October 19th, but that was supposed to be at the Sony event. And apparently, I'm assuming they were supposed to have some Wolverine content in there too, because Microsoft officially came out and they said that Sony got Spider-Man, they got Final Fantasy, they're gonna be having Wolverine coming out in 2023. That's correct. Oh my god. They indeed said that. Microsoft did say that, so Microsoft clearly knows something that we don't, but I still feel like that they were bluffing. They were still trying to acquire that deal because Microsoft is gonna fight to have that deal. Sony is gonna fight to make sure they don't get to see Call of Duty leave PlayStation or Activision going to Microsoft, right? You know what I mean, right? So because of this situation, they apparently delayed their full-blown PlayStation showcase, which I would like to believe had Spider-Man 2 gameplay, but not just that, maybe something to do with Wolverine and probably like some more exclusive IPs. They just didn't want it to look bad in the eyes of UK CMA, and they didn't want it to lose their arguments. I feel like that's what happened.
First official look of how Peter Parker / Spider-Man will look in the new game. This is according to the newly published Marvel variant covers, which, as you guys can see on the screen right here, the first cover is designed by Dennis Chan for Spider-Man.
He looks like the new face that we saw in Spider-Man Remastered.
And issue 3. So, it's a split view using the Spider-Man 2 suit on the left, and you have Peter Parker on the right. It actually looks like Ben Jordan is trying to do his best Bully Maguire with what looks like is an updated look of Peter Parker using
Toby, best Spider-Man
Jordan's model instead of the Spider-Man PS4's John Bubniak. The face of Peter Parker looked pretty good in Spider-Man Remastered.
Honestly, like, I'm way past that. I'm way past that now, but I prefer the older face of Spider-Man. Like, the remaster, not for me, but I mean, damn, I don't care for the face. It's just, he's just gonna have the mask on all time. But what are your thoughts?
Third, I personally prefer John Bubniak's face, but this new artwork has me convinced that replacing Bubniak with Ben Jordan was a solid choice. Furthermore, I think Marvel Spider-Man 2 will definitely help Ben Jordan's motion capture translate much more on screen than the first game, especially considering that this is a PlayStation 5 title with the graphics completely overhauled for the new game, and the fact that they built things.
Man, the gameplay, the graphics better be lit, because apparently, allegedly, according to rumors, this and that, people and Marvel higher-ups, the big wigs and Marvel has seen the gameplay. You know, all those boomers, they have apparently seen the gameplay, and they were saying that Spider-Man 2 looks like a movie, like real life. And these are some of those marketing terms. I know, okay, I know. Like, all the boomers say that. Whenever a boomer sees that, whenever my parents see it, they're like, oh my god, that's a movie, that's a movie. Like, don't do that. And it's just one of those things, right? So maybe it's like they saw that and they had those kind of reactions, or maybe the game actually looks amazing. I would believe that. I would like to believe that the game looks amazing. Even Spider-Man 1 that came out in 2018 looks amazing to this day. and Spider-Man 2 is gonna be a PS5 only title. I mean, damn, man, about to be
from the
crazy,
ground up,
bro.
with Ben Jordan's mocap in mind, along with Yuri Lowenthal's mocap as well. Rather than updating the face from the previous game, Spider-Man Remastered's Ben Jordan looked pretty stiff and wasn't lifelike compared to Bubniak. The first cover from the variant artwork makes Peter look
stiff, my man.
Even more sinister in this game compared to the previous, and just the overall vibe looks a lot darker for the sequel, which is the perfect segue to our next topic, and that is in regards to the overall tone of the new Spider-Man game. This game is going to be much darker.
I really hope they don't kill Aunt May, man.
In the previous 2 Marvel Spider-Man games, and Insomniac Games stated that the story is heading into more mature waters compared to the fun crime-fighting web-slinger that we have come to love from
They're probably gonna kill Aunt May.
First game, and that is definitely evident from the first trailer. The overall tone that the trailer sets has me scared with hype, with it being in a dark alley fighting at night with the ominous reveal of Venom confirms a more violent confrontation will potentially happen. Now, for those of you who don't know, either don't watch the movies or read the comics, Venom knows Spider-Man's true identity is Peter Parker, and given the fact that Venom is a key villain in Spider-Man 2, combine that with Insomniac's confirmation that the overall tone of the game will be darker, I have a feeling we're going to see Venom get personal, and rather than target Peter himself, he'll go after people closest to him. The classic
don't kill MJ. Don't kill MJ.
Struggle of a hero that is unfortunately identified by the villain. If I were Aunt May, oh wait, that's a little bit too soon. That scene still gives me the chills, but if I were
MJ gonna die.
MJ or Miles, I would definitely be concerned. Furthermore, in the teaser trailer, we got the confirmation that Kraven the Hunter will be one of the main antagonists, which should bring the overall intensity up a notch, especially with the combat. Kraven is not an easy character to go up against, so things will likely get pretty violent. We have every piece of the puzzle that has this game set to be a much darker and immersive experience. And speaking of the story, we also got confirmation that the author of
they really gotta show us more, man.
Fury, the Miles Morales prequel novel, joined the writing team for Insomniac Games, working on Spider-Man 2, which basically ensures that Miles Morales is going to play a significant role in the story, much more than he was in the first game. Insomniac Games is pulling all of the punches to ensure that the story lives up to our lofty expectations, which is excellent news. Before we go into details regarding the next reveal trailer, we have more news regarding the overall development of the game. This is coming from a live stream with actor Yuri Lowenthal, the voice of Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2, and the voice actor for Miles Morales on a recent Instagram live that had both actors.
What? My boy Wesnemo, y'all gotta subscribe to the homie Wesnemo, man. He digs up stuff, goddamn.
Put up in motion capture gear, signing an autograph for a fan. The picture happened to also be a Spider-Man 2 picture. Now, it's impossible to speculate what they were actually motion capturing for this, but what it does tell us is
does it make you believe that the fact that they're still motion capturing it, does it make you feel like that they're gonna delay the game, or you think the game is not gonna be ready by the end of 2023, or like, hey man, we're gonna be fine, it's gonna come out? Thoughts?
Spider-Man 2 is still in the motion capture stage in some form or another, or at the very least they needed further motion capture footage. We currently have no context of what the shoot was for. It could be that they needed reshoots or that they were working on post-game material. It's really impossible to say, but it is cool to see the development steadily moving forward for Spider-Man 2. If any developers or marketing people from Insomniac Games are watching this video, I would personally love to see a behind-the-scenes video after the game is out, or even in the pre-launch marketing, similar to how God of War Ragnarok is doing things. Seeing the process of how games are developed is super cool to see, and I would personally love.
You wanna know? You know what's weird? The weird thing here is that God of War Ragnarok so far hasn't seen a dedicated state of play. I feel like that there was supposed to be a PlayStation showcase, and that's where they were supposed to do it on October 20th. That was the rumor allegedly, and they kind of delayed it because of Call of Duty. They just care for Call of Duty pom pom. That's all they care about, man. And they basically canceled that event allegedly because of that. And I really like to believe that that's where they were supposed to show us God of War gameplay as well, but now they're like releasing bits and bobs with behind the scenes footage. But it's a little bit weird as to because you remember Ghost of Tsushima, you remember like other games, Sony liked to do a 10-minute 20-minute dedicated PlayStation state of play whenever a big title is about to release. They've done it for Ghost of Tsushima, and quite frankly, I thought they're gonna do it for God of War Ragnarok. Maybe they're still gonna do it a day before release or on the day of launch itself, but at that point, it's gonna be like people that bought it. It's gonna be more for like new consumers, and I guess that's, if they do it, they do it, but normally they do it beforehand, so it's kind of wild. And yeah, that's kind of thick actually, so
to have that for Spider-Man 2, but that's just my suggestion. Next up, since we're on the topic of game development, I'd like to talk about the graphics for Spider-Man 2. And to do that, we have to talk about a comment made by Gene Park, who performed an analysis of graphics for God of War Ragnarok. They stated, and I quote, "God of War Ragnarok is gorgeous, but the PS5's true potential remains untapped for now." Now, I don't know if you guys
There's always a but in the situation. I mean, damn.
Seen any gameplay for God of War Ragnarok, but that game looks absolutely stunning. And if that game didn't tap into PS5's true potential in terms of graphic fidelity, I can't begin to imagine how good Spider-Man 2 is going to look. I can only compare it to Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, part, one of the best looking PlayStation 5 games on that console right now, which is
was Ratchet the only PlayStation 5 exclusive, which means that it's not on PS4? Damn.
Again, developed by Insomniac Games. Moving on, let's talk about the biggest story for today, and that is going to be when the next reveal for Spider-Man 2 is going to be. When will we finally get to see Spider-Man 2 again? And as I mentioned before, Spider-Man 2 is going to be
that question even the aliens are searching for. Even the aliens don't know about this
released in 2023. And with 2022 already coming to a close, we are bound to see some new gameplay soon, right? Well, unfortunately, we have some bad news, as it's looking like the highly rumored PlayStation Showcase was indeed delayed for a reason that might not make sense or something you wouldn't ever expect. Now, for those of you who weren't aware, a PlayStation Showcase was set to happen last month in October, but it was allegedly delayed to the investigation ongoing between the CMA investigating the Microsoft acquisition of Activision.
Man, that's the thing, bro. I know how many of you don't play Call of Duty. Most people play Call of Duty, FIFA, GTA, Fortnite, and and they label us as toxic, problematic. But most people only play games like that. But I would be surprised if you guys don't play it. How many of you don't play Call of Duty? Be honest, let me know in chat. And the reason is they delayed it because of Call of Duty. That's why they delayed it, man. Crazy stuff, man.
The PlayStation Showcase was set to reveal new exclusives as well as new updates on first-party titles like Spider-Man 2. The showcase was also set to reveal the remake of Silent Hill 2 as well as Hideo Kojima's secret project. But due to the investigation, Sony pushed it back and is holding firm to try not to add weight to the UK.
And now Silent Hill, they've done it on their own.
Competition and Markets Authority's investigation into Microsoft. Now, this news is coming from Millie Amond, the data analyst that previously reported on Spider-Man 2's development, saying that the game was exceeding expectations. She posted on Twitter, and I quote, "The ongoing CMA investigation for Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard has indeed delayed any showcase plans for Sony. Exclusive titles and first-party IP were locked in, and Sony believe a showcase will add weight to Microsoft's arguments in the investigation." Silent Hill and Kojima.
I mean, listen, it's very plausible. It sounds very plausible, but still, it's a leak. I would like to believe it regardless. But it's like one of those things. It's a rumor. You don't want to be getting your schlongs involved. You don't want to like let your dogs out or anything like that. But man, imagine, could you imagine that showcase had like a lot more like new IPs that we haven't seen? Very plausible, right? Could you imagine it had like Uncharted? I don't know, man. Like, I want to see Uncharted. How many of you want to see Uncharted?
Who Am I reveal were a part of the show. The initial announcement of the showcase was scheduled for the 11th of October, with the showcase taking place the 20th of October, and Sony is holding firm for now. It's worth mentioning that I would take this information with a grain of salt, as this is not official information. Sony did not
take it with 20 kilos of salt.
Confirm themselves as they pushed the event back. It could be that PlayStation pushed back the conference to focus all of their marketing efforts on the release of God of War Ragnarok. It would be a little bit weird to overshadow that game with new reveals and updates from current first-party games in development. Either way though, with 2022 practically over, get ready for the next Spider-Man 2 reveal. If I were to guess, PlayStation held off their annual big showcase for earlier next year. I think it's safe to anticipate something in January or February for the reveal event, and then
I don't know about that one. Thoughts on this one? Y'all think that it can happen in January, February? Like, that would be out of nowhere, but if it happens then, I guess it would just kind of indirectly confirm the fact that they were really supposed to have that around like October time, like in 2022, right? But if it happens like early 2023, I mean, nobody would complain. I wouldn't complain. I would actually prefer that now, because we're about to get God of War. Once we actually get through that, it's gonna be December already. There's Warzone 2 coming out technically December. Got Callisto Protocol in December. Y'all think that they can do it in December? If they do it in December, then yeah, that would be fine too. But January is gonna be a slow month in my opinion, because February we got Hogwarts Legacy, and if they do it in January, that would actually be insane, because I don't think anyone is expecting anything big to happen then. And if it happens then that's gonna be very good.
Something around June or July or even September during the E3 time. Either way, I think it's safe to expect an event sometime soon, especially since PS5's 2023 game lineup is looking a bit thin. PlayStation fans are going to want something to look forward to.
Very thin, man. Very thin.
A definitive release date. Overall, Spider-Man 2 is looking like it will be one of the most high quality games from PlayStation, since, well, it's looking like God of War Ragnarok. But if the developers take the great gameplay...
Ladies and gentlemen, click on this video on the screen. A lot of people are getting bumbleclad in this situation. We're also hearing about PS5 Pro. Okay, that video is going to be coming out later, but whenever that comes out, it's gonna be here. Click on it and I will see you right there. Subscribe.